Please do not venture to use this calculator if you cannot tolerate knowing your past life sins. Your friend was involved in a business and he got huge money with him. Out of greediness, you killed your friend and stolen his money. 2 in a row. I've hit my psychic streak. I'm attuned to the universe. Never mind. Does he still love me? Will he come back to me? Is he going to leave me? I wonder who the target audience for this service is. Hello, lovely people. My name is Emma. Welcome back to my channel, and welcome if you are new. I found myself in one of those funky crystal shops recently. You know, it always smells really strongly of incense, and there's different crystals all over the walls and little tiny Buddha statues, and then a weird dark room at the back that you slightly fear and are slightly intrigued by. Since I learned about petrified wood recently, I wanted to get myself some because I thought it was so cool. There was tree, and now there's this. Isn't that neat? That's so neat. I also got, I think it might be onyx. Is it bad that I've already forgotten? Also, if I hold it up here, you're not going to be able to see it. I think it's onyx, a black onyx. I'm not 100% sure. I just thought it looked really nice and it felt really nice in my hand. And the lady at the shop said that this was actually a very good combination. And who are we to trust, if not the psychic lady at the crystal shop? So I looked at the slightly sinister, yet somehow inviting back room where they do tarot readings and all sorts on different days of the week, and I thought, how interesting that those are still so prominent. When, I can remember, even in my youth, in the 2000s, there were adverts at the back of magazines. The same page where you could text a number to get a ringtone. Those are the days. Remember those days? You could also text a psychic about your love life. So I just had a little look online because I was curious to see how, since the real life crystal stores that always seem to be empty are still thriving, what the online version of that looks like. Yeah, it's prolific. Turns out, not only does that kind of text a number to get a psychic opinion of your love life sort of line still exist in basically exactly the same format as it used to, you can order any psychic service you could ever want on the internet. And I'm slightly concerned. Here's the thing about psychic services and crystals and tarot and all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff that people like because, like shiny these aren't actually crystals, but crystals and stones and crystal-like things, there's no requirement. You don't have to believe in a certain thing. It's a personal thing. You can just buy them because they feel nice in their hand, and the rocks, they're shiny and they make the clack-clack, and if you're a sort of a goblin crossed with a magpie, that's very satisfying for you. But if you believe in certain properties of them, there's no harm in just having a crystal upon your person. Same with using tarot for yourself or lighting incense, etc., etc. But there is a branch of psychic service, I'd say sort of the mainstream branch, which is essentially now the online version of, back in the day, you would have to go to like a touring psychics show. You know, the sort of thing that would be broadcast on TV, like a Mystic Meg, or you'd write into the newspaper or something like that, where they give you specific advice on your life. Because I don't believe that that kind of psychic power is a real thing, I think that is incredibly dangerous. Even if I did believe that some psychic powers like that did exist, there's nothing to stop charlatans from pretending anyway. So whether you're a believer or not, the amount of online psychics, hundreds of thousands, probably more, like the amount of them selling their services by which people are supposed to make changes in their life should be really concerning to you, like regardless of your beliefs, right? So I just thought I'd share some of the stuff I found, and I might kind of test some of it out. So I mentioned Mystic Meg. If you're not from the UK, Mystic Meg was a medium, a psychic who was that sort of like TV psychic. She was the biggest psychic in the UK, I guess. I don't know why Mystic Meg was such a phenomenon here, but like she was, and people loved her. She had like a, newspaper column and all this stuff, and then she had her own company, her own Mystic Meg business. And when I looked it up, I found that Mystic Meg, the company, is still running. And I thought that was really interesting because Mystic Meg passed away a few years ago. So now it's like Mystic Meg's trusted psychic staff are sort of working on her behalf, which is a little bit strange to me. At first, I don't want to make fun of the dead, but a little bit of me was like, oh, Mystic Meg's psychic services are still around after she's died? Like, she must be legit, because she's telling fortunes from beyond the grave, you know? So you can text a question to one of Meg's top psychics. It's also a little bit weird because it's all still written like talk to one of my, like it's from her perspective. But knowing there's just something a little bit, I find that a little bit uncomfortable. You can play exclusive Mystic Meg games at Sun Bingo. So this is very much it seems like Mystic Meg and her sort of style of psychic services hasn't changed much since I was a kid. You like text a certain number with a question, or you phone a certain number, and then you have these little disclaimers dotted around that say things like, this is an entertainment service, just in case you try to sue them for ruining your life. I don't think, personally, and I've said this when we've looked at things like, you know, expensive marketing schemes and learning courses that say things like, we guarantee this and that, and then they have a disclaimer somewhere that says, this is not guaranteed. I don't think that's enough. I don't think it's enough to put in the tiny small print, this is for entertainment purposes, if all of the rest of your advertising is about how real and life-changing this is. And there's all these testimonials from... There's all these testimonials from people saying like how amazing and real it is, and she's definitely legit. And so I don't like that instantly. It's like they kind of use this is for entertainment as like a catch-all to be like, we can say sort of whatever we want. I'll have a quick look at the free daily horoscope because, you know, I should see how today's video is going to go via horoscope. Okay, I'm a Gemini. Your natural ability to get other people in a good mood can turn opposition into cooperation when it most matters. You guys in a good mood? Am I done it? It's the goofy faces, isn't it? So a work or home plan can get a green light after all. Unclear on that one. I'll keep that in there. Sexy fun and luxury treats may make it easy to fall in love. Uh-oh. But from today, you're ready for the true challenge of building a future for two. This can link to an Aries. That's not an Aries. Okay, I just find those so funny. She does free greetings cards. And you can get that app and everything, just like horoscopes usually don't bother me that much because most of them are just so vague as to be interpreted in whatever way you want. And they're extremely vague. They're also usually free. You just like happen to read them in the magazine or the newspaper or on the app or whatever. So I'm not that bothered by horoscopes. When they're like weirdly specific, I find it a little bit creepy. Okay, so that's Mystic Meg. She has not changed since her passing, which is a pretty impressive feat, actually, that not many people can achieve that. So I found this on my psychic service searching, Mia Psychic Connections. No shade to this specific psychic and her organization. Maybe Mia is one of the real psychic, you know, it's not for me to say. But I thought this was so funny because this is another text line. Text costs £1.50, maximum 3 replies for complicated questions. Like if it's too complicated, we have to get to a certain point and we can't anymore, okay? You gotta chill out. So that made me laugh. And then the 3 example questions. Does he still love me? Will he come back to me? Is he going to leave me? I wonder who the target audience for this service is. Entertainment service provided by ISOMob Limited. We cannot discuss health, pregnancy, or financial issues. We may send free promotional messages to opt out of marketing messages. So you text her, or you text whoever's working for this service. They can't talk about health, pregnancy, or finance issues. I feel like those are probably really up there in the top things that might be causing you relationship issues. So there's that, which kind of belies that this is not like, you know, enough is in question about the validity of psychic services that they're just not allowed to give you like health and stuff advice, which I think is really good, but it definitely says a lot about the service. And then you're automatically opted into marketing texts. I love that. So funny. Is there someone else? Is he thinking of moving on? Ask our team for their advice. See what it says if I click on text me now. Nothing happens. If I try and open it in a new page, it just comes up with this untitled page. So that's me as psychic. I can't remember how I got onto this. I've just bookmarked all of this psychic stuff with no context. Thanks past me. But I've bookmarked this How Did I Die in My Past Life calculator. So this website is the Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique. And those are all words. I guess I should check the about of this page first. Dolores Cannon's Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique. Dolores Cannon developed and perfected, this is the perfect technique, her unique method of hypnosis, Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique, also known as QHHT, over several decades and thousands of QHHT sessions. QHHT achieves the deepest level of hypnosis possible, the somnambulistic level of trance. The somnambulistic state is ordinarily experienced 2 times a day, just before becoming awake and just before falling asleep. Most hypnotists do not work in the somnambulistic level. I'm definitely going to say that wrong like 5 times. Either because they don't have the ability to access this level of trance, or they are wary of working in the most mysterious level of hypnosis, which can produce unexpected results, such as reliving a past life. Which I thought was so funny, because that period before you're just awake is like when you have weird dreams. So I'm like, past lives is definitely just if you have like a weird fucking dream about ancient Egypt or something. Dolores Cannon began her research of sacred knowledge and reincarnation nearly 50 years ago. Only 50. You would have thought it'd be, thousands. She's the pioneer of past life regression. There's Dolores. Would you like to have a QHHT session? I mean, no. I wonder how much it is. Let's see how much it is. I love this so much. This is such a thing on like every psychic site I've ever seen. It's like, if you want this service, then click here. But if you want to learn how to do it yourself, if you want to train in this, then click here. I feel like the majority of customers, this is just a complete guess, but I wouldn't be surprised if the majority of like psychic service customers are buying like training to become psychic service practitioners themselves, like more than people actually seeking the services. QHHT practitioners should not offer sessions by Skype or phone or any other remote type setting. So this is one you can't do online. So let's check out the How Did I Die in My Past Life calculator. Would you want to know? I suppose it could be interesting. Maybe you didn't notice before, but now the question may be burning inside your head. So we invite you to try our quiz on How Did I Die in My Past Life? If you could, this is just like a fucking, this is like a BuzzFeed quiz or something. If you could travel back in time, where would you choose to go? During World War II, I want to see the fighter jets. If you're seeing a fighter jet in World War II, that's a bit worrying. I don't want to see that. I'd love to meet Mozart or Beethoven. Yeah? I mean, that would be cool. If it's just like for a visit, and I can like book a meeting with them. I don't want to see Vikings. They'll just like kill me and steal my shit. Yeah, that is wrong. I was just looking at that like I felt like I was going fucking crazy for a second. That is not how you spell dinosaurs. Okay, I'm gonna say I'd love to meet Mozart or Beethoven. There's other composers I'd prefer to meet than them, but those were the options. What kind of movies do you like most? Ooh, sci-fi or horror? Do I like most? My favourite is a sci-fi, so. Which season do you like most? I'm gonna say spring. Because it's spring and that's my birthday. So it's the best time. Do you enjoy hiking? The options are I get altitude sickness or yes. This is I've just noticed. Guys, I've just noticed this is literally titled BuzzFeed style quiz. I recognise a BuzzFeed quiz. I've been bored at work. I like hiking. I'm not that good at it because I'm not that fit at the moment, but my choices are only like absolutely or I get sick, so. Have you ever dreamed of sailing around the world on a yacht? All the time. What? That's a hard no. What if a storm comes and wipes us out? Or I get too seasick? None of those. I've just literally never thought about it. I mean, I guess I would get too seasick if I was travelling the world on a yacht. Do you fear death? Again, there's no, like, middle ground here. Do I fear... I don't... I have a natural survival instinct, but I don't worry about dying all the time. I like somewhere in between. I think like most people are in between. I guess I'll go not at all. When you're sick, do you? Call the doctor immediately. I might be dying. Complain to your loved ones, but refuse to see the doctor. They might... Neither. In the middle. It depends how sick I am. I guess call the doctor... I mean, no, but that's the closest option. Do you believe and support the death penalty, one word, for guilty murderers? How is that? Who's made this? I'm gonna have to censor this in case you're afraid of spiders, okay? There's loads of spiders in this picture. If you're actually, if you have arachnophobia badly, that picture is gonna be horrifying. Flying in an aeroplane, spiders, hospitals, nothing that comes to mind, deep water. I mean, I have a reasonable fear of some of those things, but I guess none of those, especially, none of those would stop me from going to those places or things. Which, finally, a question that I expected. Which crystal are you most drawn to? Aquamarine's pretty. I like lapis because it's in Minecraft. Tourmaline's cool. I think I've had some tourmaline, jewelry at some point or something. I'm going to say lapis lazuli because it's in Minecraft. In my past life, I died peacefully in my sleep. Look, that's me. Death is not something that you are scared of, and that is because you probably died a peaceful death. Because of this, you might have a reckless spirit because you are not held back by subliminal fears of any death. Well, that was weird. That wasn't at all what I expected. Dolores Cannon wrote books. 2006 Transformation Conference set. Oh, look at all these conference sets. Ozark Mountain UFO she was like a UFO person as well. Of course, why not? In for a penny, in for a pound, right? A soul remembers Hiroshima. Jeez Louise. Okay, well, that was Dolores Cannon. That was weirder than I expected. I found a bunch of these past life calculators. I didn't really mean to pick one that was like, how did you die? But hey, I died peacefully in my sleep, so let's hope that trend continues. And I found this past life number calculator. My past life number is 5. In your past life, you've been able to charm others into getting what you wanted. You knew how to manipulate people, and you orchestrated this to your advantage. You only considered yourself and your own desires with little thought for others. You quickly dismissed anyone who wasn't useful. Now you're here to learn respect and value others for who they are, rather than how much they are able to do for you. You'll also find out what's possible once you set your mind to accomplishing a goal. Maybe that's why I'm such a lefty. I was like a self-centered libertarian in a past life, and now I'm overly concerned for others as a punishment. So fucking weird. Okay, one more, just because I'm finding this past life thing kind of a blast. This calculator is based on Indian Nadi astrology and gives you an overview of sins committed by you in your past birth. Okay. Since our intention is not to hurt anybody's feelings, please do not venture to use this calculator if you cannot tolerate knowing your past life sins. You were a male in your past life. You were born somewhere in Italy. You were proud and authoritative. Okay. Proud and authoritative kind of lines up with my last calculator, I'm just saying. What you did in the last life. You were close to one of your friends. Oh, this is specific. You were close to... So I'm a man in Italy, remember this. Doesn't say when. You were close to one of your friends. One day your friend visited your house and stayed with you for some days in your residence. Your friend was involved in a business and he got huge money with him. Yeah, okay. Out of greediness, you killed your friend and stolen his money. The sins committed by you in your past life will have their own effects on your present birth. You will face a lot of problems in your earnings, and there may be threat to your job in this life. You will have debts, and others will cheat you in money matters. You will face troubles in your job or business. Oh my god, I was such an asshole in my past life. And I'm doomed to have money issues in this life as a result. This shit's stressful. Okay, now that we know what a fucking twat I was in my past life as an Italian man who killed my only close friend because he got a lot of money with him, let's check out the site that is flooded with bottom-of-the-barrel services, Fiverr. Okay, typing in the word psychic, there are only 969 results. So I'm sure we'll be able to find our ideal one in a matter of moments. I will do ex-partner psychic and clairvoyant reading. Get your ex back. Reattract your ex. Come on, man. See, this is the sort of thing that makes me nervous, right? When it's actual giving you practical life advice, do this, especially if it's haunt your ex? I don't like that. Psychic love reading. I will complete a detailed psychic love reading within 12 hours. I will complete a psychic thought removal session. I will give the best psychic reading business, career, and finance. Well, apparently that's what I need. I will remove psychic attacks off you and return to sender as karma. I will cast a Think of Me Now spell with psychic energy love spell. I will do telepathy, mind, and psychic reading. That's like, if that was real, that's like bordering on some consent issues, you know? I've always thought that about love spells. It's very fucking creepy. No mumbo jumbo, only clear and accurate guidance. I guess it's subjective, isn't it, Yaz? I will do psychic telepathy mind reading of your ex, lover, and anyone in 3 hours. Oh, a twin flame one. Oh my god, I nearly did a video about twin flame, and then there was just like, it was such a prolific thing at the time that everybody was making videos about them, and I was like, I don't know if I have anything to add, but that's crazy. It was like kind of a culty, weird, creepy thing, the whole twin flame thing. And again, a lot of like worrying consent boundary breaking. If somebody was convinced that their twin flame was somebody who did not want to be with them. I think there was like actually claims of stalking and stuff, like in twin flame practitioners. The reading will include in-depth reading about the past, present, and future of your twin flame connection. Oh, that's creepy. That's a creepy one. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I will 2 psychic questions answer with Vedic astrology. Telepathy psychic reading. Destiny matrix reading? The fuck is this? This looks like maths. Discover your life's purpose with the Matrix of Destiny, a personalized psycho-spiritual blueprint based on your birth date. This esoteric tool maps 22 major arcana archetypes to energies influencing your personality, relationships, talents, and challenges. By calculating your matrix using your birth date, this method reveals strengths, weaknesses, ideal partners, financial karma, ancestral tasks, and chakra states. What? Should I try this one? Should I get a Destiny Matrix reading? This seems like the most analytical of the ones I've seen so far, so maybe I'll give this one a try. I will do a past life psychic reading, Akashic Records. We learned about that from Ancient Aliens. I will share with you a past life. Not necessarily yours, just a past life. I will release your negative past life energy. Okay, so I've got my psychic reading on the way. I also found that there's a bunch of psychic apps that look really funny. This app, Are You Psychic, has 0 reviews, which is always a really promising start. Let's find out if I'm a psychic. Developed by psychologist Carl Zener at Duke University, 1932. Zener cards are the standard cards used in formal ESP training and testing. Sure. Yeah. Let's fucking go. So this is the like ESP test where I have to guess what. Oh. It comes up with motivational things. I think that's a square. Nope. Okay. I wasn't in the zone. Okay, this time it's definitely a square. Shit, but that is closer to a square than before, which means that this time, if I really focus my energies, listen to the universe, I'm tapping into the Akashic Records, and it's a square. Fuck! I don't think I'm psychic. Will I get in trouble if I just pick square for everyone? I've got to trust my intuition. It's this one. Nope. If I just get one. Nope. I'm like the least psychic person that's ever existed. Fuck, my square! I should have just kept clicking square. This is getting out of hand. Damn it! No, please. Fuck. Damn it. No. Fuck. Huh? Yeah, I did. I saw it using my psychic powers. Oh, 2 in a row. I've hit my psychic streak. I'm channeled in. I'm attuned to the universe. Ah, never mind. It's actually quite boring. That's fine. Yeah? Nope. No. This is so dumb. I got 4 out of 25. What does that mean? Your results are attributed to chance. Keep working on it. Well, I'm clearly not psychic, am I? That app turned out to be pretty accurate, because I'm not psychic. All right, I guess I'll come back to you when I get my my Matrix reading or whatever. I'll see you then. Oh, my chair's low. Is my chair low? Cello. Good news. My Destiny Matrix is in the prescribed time. I gave them 5 stars. I I don't believe in psychics, but I'm not a monster. Let's find out about me. I mean, the numbers. You're talking about the numbers. I'm sorry, I just watched Mike's new Lost video. There's all this, it's very complicated looking, this female generation line, male generation line. This is 30 years old, which is just about how old I am now, so I guess this is important, but I don't really know what it means. Oh, this is from 0 years old, and it only goes around to 70? Does that mean something, or is that just how the matrix is laid out? Let's look at how people perceive me. I am positioned at an energy 8, I guess that's this little triangle in how people perceive me, because I identify with this energetic position. Positive alignments of energy 8. When energy 8 is positively aligned, individuals exude confidence and decisiveness. That's not me. It's not off to a great start. Maybe I've still got a year till I hit 30. Maybe at 30 I will suddenly be incredibly decisive and confident, and exude confidence. Although this is just how people perceive me, so maybe how I actually am and how people perceive me is just different. Do you see me as assertive? As an energy 8, you're perceived as a natural leader. Your presence in a room is commanding, and you often take charge of situations instinctively. I mean, no, but that's okay. We can't expect the entire matrix to be 100% accurate all the time, come on. Another positive perception of your energy 8 alignment involves your role as a protector. You're seen as someone who defends not just your own interests, but the interests of those who are less able to defend themselves. This protective instinct makes you a cherished ally and a formidable opponent in adversarial situations. I think that might be okay. Your strong sense of justice makes you a beacon of integrity and fairness. Colleagues and friends alike value your commitment to treating everyone equally, and this further bolsters your leadership qualities. People trust you to be fair, and this trust enhances your relationships and expands your influence. I kind of dig that. I just noticed that that's it for the positives. Now we're on to the negatives. That checks out, fine. When energy 8 is negatively aligned, the same strong traits can create challenges in how others perceive you. Perceived aggression and intimidation. Am I intimidating? Stubbornness. And your natural inclination to lead can be seen as a desire to control. Okay. The intensity of energy 8 can sometimes lead to isolation. Your strong personality might inadvertently cause others to hesitate in approaching you with ideas, feedback, or even casual conversation. This can be lonely. Guys. My karma is energy 19. Obviously. I mean, who couldn't tell just by looking at me? When you're aligned positively, you embody the essence of balance and harmony. You are tasked with learning the art of peaceful coexistence, appreciating the strength in gentle diplomacy over confrontation. Cultivating patience and understanding, especially in turbulent situations, will be a continual lesson. Okay, that sounds right as well. I'm happy with that. Your primary challenge is to maintain your own boundaries while helping others. There's a tendency to merge too much with others' needs, losing sight of your own. Learning to say no. Oh man, I am such a yes man. That is peak Emma. Learning to say no and stand up for your interests without compromising your innate empathy is crucial. Do you know what? Apart from the very beginning, which was wrong, I jive with this so far. The darker shades of your karma can manifest as avoidance of conflict. I don't think I avoid conflict usually. This avoidance can lead to passive-aggressive behavior. Oh no, I don't think I'm passive-aggressive. Love channel. How your ideal partner is. Ooh. When your energy 3 is positively aligned, your ideal partner mirrors your ambition and drive. They are as passionate about personal and professional growth as you are, which creates a dynamic and motivating partnership. Shared goals, emotional and intellectual connection, support and inspiration. That all sounds like just the necessary stuff for a partnership to me, which probably means that that's right. So good, very good. When your energy 3 is negatively aligned. I don't really know what that means. Is that like when you're in a bad mood? It's probably not. It's probably something to do with the planets or something. I don't know. Excessive competition and criticism. Ooh, I get a bit salty when I lose at Mario Kart. So that's probably what that means. In your pursuit of success, you may inadvertently neglect your partner's emotional needs. Oh no. Okay, I'll try not to do that. What blocks you from finding your ideal partner? So when I'm positively aligned, it seems like I attract my ideal partner, which I hope is Matt. Your energy 5 is negatively aligned. There are several emotional blockages that can deter your ideal partner. Over I'm trying and failing to read the word intellectualization. There's some kind of irony there. Over intellectualization and emotional distance. No, I think I'm super emotional. Where you'll find your soulmate. Volunteer organizations and community service groups. Professional conferences and workshops. Okay, that's sort of right. Spiritual or religious gatherings. Probably not. What to do to activate abundance. This is the shit I'm here for. Let's manifest some fucking abundance, eh? When you're energy 20, this is my money channel. Miss Money Channel. You embody the principles of integrity and excellence. Your meticulous attention to detail and your unwavering commitment to high standards set you apart in the workplace. The workplace, I assume, being YouTube commentary. Use your organizational skills to create efficient systems and processes. You know, I should do that. Most of the things that I'm sort of agreeing with here are either like coincidentally me or like everyone kind of feels like that sometimes, I think. But it could just be that this is a very accurate something matrix data matrix of me. I've forgotten what it is. Energies that hinder your prosperity. When your energy 10 is positively aligned, you exhibit a boundless enthusiasm and a zest for life that naturally attracts opportunities and positive outcomes. Your sociable nature and ability to connect with a wide array of people are invaluable. My what? Oh, there's a reason I do most of my work alone in my room. When I'm negatively aligned, this top one is so fucking true. Your enthusiasm can lead to overcommitment, where you find yourself juggling too many projects or responsibilities at once. This can dilute your effectiveness and lead to burnout. I'm a bit of a yes man, and I like to start new projects, and there might not be time for all of them. Manage your desire for instant gratification. A scattered focus can be a significant barrier. Oh no. That's just ADHD, I think. Seek environments that stimulate your creativity and allow you to explore new ideas. Practice time management skills to improve your focus and productivity. Fine. Your compatible professions according to the Matrix. Let's plan a backup career for me, shall we? Ideal career. Oh, I'm as energy 17. Ideal career paths: travel and tourism, event planning and management, creative and media fields. Entrepreneurship, starting your own business. Oh, I'm these two. Observers often perceive this couple as a bastion of stability. Their consistency of behaviour and approach to handling situations gives them a reputation of reliability. Friends and family are likely to view them as a safe haven, knowing they can depend on them in times of crisis. That's pretty good. Cohesive team, unless it's Mario Kart. Cautious and thoughtful at decision-making. In past lives, you both likely held positions of leadership or authority in your respective communities. Over the eras, you may have lived in diverse circumstances. Or you may not. Who can really say? In each reincarnation, you probably shared a strong desire for excellence in your endeavours. Well, I hate to break it to you, Matrix. I've forgotten what it's called. Something Matrix. I was a murderer. A jealous, murdering Italian man in my past life, so maybe there were other lives where I was a better person. Couple compatibility. I don't know if I want to read this. It's gonna be good, right? All these elements are indicative of a highly compatible couple. Woo! Destiny Matrix, that's what it's called. Do you think they ever do like a Destiny Matrix and they're like, these guys are not compatible? Do you think they ever dare? Because that would be really risky. Suddenly you're getting like angry emails from a husband who's like, my wife wants to have a break because of a Destiny Matrix. So that was interesting. I learned so much about me. There we go. That's all the psychic energy I have time for. What did we learn? Not much. On the plus side, the requirements like having to call yourself an entertainment service, and at least in the UK, having to call yourself an entertainment service, not being able to provide any health or finance advice, etc., and the relatively low price of text a psychic or order a palm reading on Fiverr, etc., makes this not too dangerous in my opinion. A lot of this is just sort of a bit of fun, a way to get generic life advice like practice mindfulness and shit, try to improve your time management. Like, these are all things that are, they don't take a psychic to advise, but they're generally useful and not really harmful, so I'm kind of okay with that. I don't know how I feel about Dolores and all of her past life stuff. In my personal opinion, I don't think you want to base too much of your life on an imagined past life. But again, it's just sort of like essentially making up a narrative that contains a moral lesson and then using that as a moral teaching, which is also sort of fine. It just shouldn't, like, it shouldn't influence how you feel about yourself. I guess that's my line. And the other thing we've learned is that there are 1 million psychics, apparently. Either there's 1 billion psychics in the world, or there's a lot of people who vastly overestimate their psychic abilities. Or, third option, it's just like really easy to read palms and destiny matrices and whatever all that fucking shit is. Maybe you don't need to pay to learn Dolores's really complicated hypnosis technique. Maybe it's just easy to be psychic, because there's a lot of them out there. Let me know your thoughts down below. Do give this video a cheeky like if you enjoyed it. If you didn't enjoy it, I'm sorry. That's a shame. I don't really know what to say. Maybe you'll like the next one. You should subscribe just in case. If you do like this channel and what I do here and you want to support it, you can become a channel member right here. You get some silly little emotes and comment priority and this cute little ducky next to your name. It's friggin' adorable. You can buy me a coffee over on my Ko-fi. You can also purchase my silly little guy guide over there with the training video and PDF. It's very exciting and cool and not stupid. It's also only $1. So if you don't like it, do check out my gaming channel over at Little Duck Gaming if that sort of thing interests you. We got some retro Spider-Man for the PS2 going on. I just started playing Dread Delusion, the new RPG. It's pretty cool. We recently finished the new Snufkin Moomins game. It's really cute, so there's a whole series there for you to check out if you like. Finally, the best way to support this channel is via the Patreon, patreon.com/EmmaThorneVideos. There's some exclusive stuff up there. There's some exclusive videos on the Patreon. I put up merch discounts and early designs. There's some videos of me singing on there. It might be cringe. Who can say? Only you, if you subscribe to the Patreon. With that, I must give a big old thank you and a shout out to my colossal quackers and giant chickens over on Patreon. I nearly got it wrong, but I didn't. Especially Conla. God damn it, Conla. Thank you so much for watching. Most importantly, have yourselves a very lovely week, and I will see you really soon.